Why do I keep coming back? Why do I have to do this? Hello, ladies, gents, and most patient troublemakers just waiting to see me fail. You shall see no such thing today. Nothing but success, as I often promise. I know that it takes me forever to come up with another episode of these horrible ordeals. Let's go into the game. Oh, come on. There's the soundtrack. There's the game going on. This is showing. There. Everything's ready. Paco goes in one more time, one last time. Oh, the pain will stop at last. Let's go into the latest of the eggplant world at the 6-hour mark. I know it takes forever for me to come back, a whole week since the last episode. Holy crap. What the hell, brother? Do you really, like, you've been stalking my Steam profile. You know I've been playing video games. Well, it's not just about having time to play a video game. It's about having time to be on my own, nice parceled out little performance area that I can have for myself because of my crippling, idiotic, extremely frustrating performance anxiety. It's a real thing. I have very much tried to get over it, and like I can definitely record when there's anybody in my house. There's somebody like right there listening at the door. I can do it, but it's just uncomfortable, and I wish it weren't like that. It's I don't want to call it a condition, but it's like a thing, a quirk of my idiotic brain that just, it will never let go of my head. I've tried to, you use exposure to get used to things that you want to get over. And I can work through, it's like streaming, actually. It's like streaming and hanging out on the internet with other people. Perhaps not exactly the same thing, but it's in the same vein. It's like I can do it, and in fact I have a good time. Actually, that's where the comparison falls apart, because when I'm streaming and hanging out with other people online, I'm actually having a good time in the moment. But when it's over, it's like it leaves me drained, and I don't want to do it again for a while. And it's just, the thing with introverts and extroverts. But with this other thing that I keep leading with, the entire performance anxiety problem, it's unpleasant while it's happening. Like, there you go. If my wife were listening at the door right now, and I was 100% aware of it, I'll be self-conscious constantly, and it has nothing to do with like being ashamed of being a YouTuber and producing content for you fellas and playing video games while talking. She likes that. She endorses it. She thinks it's neat. Wow, that was a very aggressive jump. I did not expect it. She thinks it's neat. She has nothing but encouragement for that kind of stuff. It's all inside my head. And like I said, I've tried to get over it. It just don't. I just feel uncomfortable. If I am not either home alone, or I know, she's taking a nap, or she's doing something in the kitchen downstairs where I know she's far away, that's when I'll feel comfortable enough to be like, okay, I can produce some content and actually feel pretty comfortable at it. So that's why, even though I may have time to play some video games now and then, my time to holy crap, this double jump. My time to record is far more limited than that because of that silly, dumb, irrational problem that I wish I didn't have. With more exposure, maybe I could get over it, but it has never worked out so far. And I really did try, like, even leaving the door open while I was recording and just talking into the microphone while she was deambulating around. Is that even a word? So I don't think it's a word in English, but you get the idea. Now, there will be a link in the description at last, not just on this video, but on all the videos previous. with the soundtrack that is in the background right now, the Celeste soundtrack. My bad for not creating a link to that, posting a link to that. Okay, so it has to be like really far out. My bad, I just forgot to put in the description. I saw it in the comments later and it's like, oh yeah, I need to get around to that. But I often check the comments when I get to work because the posting of the video will happen as I head out to work. Oop. Ah. A little bit further. Inch by inch. We'll get this sausage into the crevice. I mean, we'll get to the end of the level. That's what I meant to say. No sexually. I'm a reformed man. I have decided to let go of all the silly, immature, low-level, lowest common denominator, lowbrow garbage humor that I always indulge, that I never resist. All that nonsense of that's what she said, referring my times in the brothel. There's a freaking arrow trap. Referencing my times in brothel, we have to jump back, but of course whip as we go. Ooh, that was painful, but oh, it needs to be. I assume it's just a normal toss. Yeah, look at that. And we just go forth. Wah! Man, it feels good. Feels good to be doing progress. You son of a bitch. I feel like I will not get that right on the second try. I will not get that far. But hey, more things have been discovered. This should be the last episode of this painful series. I don't know what will come next. I'll be telling you. I am telling you right now. And I will be telling you in the next few minutes. I really do miss just posting regular old gameplay, man. I know that it's like it's a treadmill. God damn it. It's like a treadmill, the content treadmill of YouTube. You just post gameplay, it's a +1 and you don't really accomplish much at all other than you had fun and you provide a little bit of mindless entertainment to somebody. I just had a good time doing it and I kind of miss having that component of my life all the time. Not saying that I'm gonna do it again. I'm saying that I miss it. I always did have a good time doing it. Yep. And those long-term projects, they haven't gone away. I have been like, I know it's been forever since I posted anything even remotely relevant to such about such things. Yeah. Whew. But I've just been working for 3 months plus now. It is almost done. It's not even a video. It's just a neat little thing that I am doing. It's not really little. It's just a neat thing that I'm doing outside of the YouTube sphere that I would let you know about. But it's taking way longer than I anticipated. As usual, that has always been my bane. My expectations of how long something's gonna take and then how long it takes, they are always extremely mismatched. Oh, that was dumb. That was me being in a dumbass hurry. Idiotic piece of garbage hurry. The assumption is that I'm going to get this in the next 10 minutes. That is the assumption. So that I can average a 20-minute adventure for every level. And it will be another 1 hour. Ow. It was bound to happen. That arrow trap being backwards whipped like 3 times in a row. That was an aberration right there. Thankfully, we're getting a little bit more consistent at the start. Ow. It is supposed to be a 1 hour episode, but even if it takes me 2 hours, brother. Even if the last 2 levels of this nonsense are an absolute nightmare of epic proportions, it is recording, right? Okay, it's 9 minutes in. Actually, almost 10. Paco turned around. He was like, I'm done with this I'm going to literally face plant. In which, you know, you drive a thorny plant into your eye sockets. Son of a bitch! Yep. Yeah. The mechanical nonsense is happening at the start already. It's all coming together. Don't worry about the apparent lack of progress. It's all part of the DM process. Stupid evil John and his tendency to use these damn thorny vines. Sick of it. Eee. Oh, okay, just stand still, just throw it. Ah! I knew that I would never replicate that in just one go. The mistakes would happen. Eventually, it was all just a giant pile of good luck to start. Hopefully this seems pretty easy to replicate and be good at. You need to like rest a little bit. It has to be so brief, the period of rest. Ow. I do feel we are pretty much automating this bit right now. Feels like mastery is surely becoming part of my repertoire. So probably will start cutting out attempts to get up there soon enough. Oh man. Somehow I miss it through my weeks, through my time of not doing this nonsense. God damn it. Somehow I think back of recording things while suffering for your benefit. And I'm like, yeah, I would love to do that. If only I weren't working all the freaking time. Stupid holiday today. It is the holiday before. Yeah, it's the President's Day holiday. Which, and my day off so happened to land on this holiday. Which means that I don't get that particular day off. It's just not right. It's just not right. I just get the damn holiday and that's it. It's unfair. My life is so unfair. I just can't. That incredible jump into spikes. Embracing despair. No, come on, brother. Let's go back out there. Let's do this. The post office continues to be a complete nightmare. There is no improvement on that front. What? In the sense that nobody's showing up, man. The Great Resignation. It is a thing. They have actually increased wages. That's about the extent of the things they can do because, you know, it's a federal body. So they need all kinds of idiotic agreements and bureaucracy to get around the fact that they need to change something to offer a bit of a hiring incentive and all that stuff at the post office. So none of that happens. They managed to squeeze a little bit of extra pay somehow. It was like a local agreement only for Alaska. That's how desperate. Like, that should tell you a government body was able to get around all the red tape and bureaucratic busybodies and offer higher pay only for the state of Alaska. Oh man, fell right down the chute into the toilet hole, got flushed right out of the damn level. You try to be in a hurry, you try to save yourself a few halves of a second, and end up paying the price. Ah. Woo. Okay. Oh, that is just a freaking killer. Okay. Oh, at least I got it right. I got the theory right, which is you don't hold the jump button as you jump on the eggplant man. I got this, baby. You son of a bitch. You evil son of a three-legged goat. Garbage peddler, gourdmonger, low-class citizen. I'm insulting the level itself. Not John. John is a peach. John is a modern luminary. He's a real intellectual. I think what I need to do, instead of trying to nail a mid-air pause, what I need to do is maybe do a short jump. I need that arrow. I need that arrow, you piece of garbage. Maybe do a short jump, and then maybe I can automate that little bit of the level. Anyway. Did I even finish the entire thought that the government body was able to, only for Alaska, get a little bit of extra starting pay for the sacrificial flesh that comes in? I don't know if it will be effective, but it happened. It's difficult, okay? Don't judge me. If you're judging me, you already have a speedrun on record. If you post a comment on the comment section below with any sort of judgment upon my character, my abilities, or my worth of a person, it better come accompanied by a link to the speedrun that you already did. If you have no such thing, you just have no right. Come on, man. Come on, man. So rough. We're going to go through the entire soundtrack, aren't we? It's going to happen. The entire soundtrack is going to loop again. It's going to be another humiliating instance of me throwing myself at a dumbass problem, doing absolutely nothing of worth. Just another chronicle of my incompetence. Been playing an insane amount of Rogue Tower to the point that it's eating into my sleep. It's truly a terrible thing to do. But what can I do? I mean, I'm an addict. Oh man, I think that is the answer though. Short jump, just not as short. When I say short, I mean a low jump, not a full spacebar jump. Yep. As is often the case, Northern Line will play a video game and I'll be too frustrated with the way that he plays it that I have to play myself and actually be good at it. And, you know, it's a great marketing tool, and the banter makes up for his, let's say, less than optimal way of approaching video gaming. Don't really resent it. Don't really judge him for it. It's just the way that the way that he approaches gameplay. You know, I am very autistic about it. I like to. I guess not the most that you could find out there. But you've seen the way I play video games. I like to set in the hardest difficulty setting and just figure out all the mechanics and just be the best I can be, which, you know, it can still be bad, but that desire will be in my head. Man, that second jump is actually pretty difficult to reach the spot. What was I saying? So anyway, bottom line is Rogue Tower. I wouldn't say I have solved it. Still, I have yet to win a 3-lane defense, but I've gone pretty damn good about it. I was thinking about, man, maybe I'll record a 10 tricks and tips for your Rogue Tower experience to not be complete ass. Number 1, get a lobotomy. Number 2, wear something comfortable. Number 3, get a good meal before you play the video game. And just make them the most inane and unhelpful tips that you can possibly have. Okay, we're going to bed there. It's not even hard. It's not even hard. There you go. Short jump. Got it, baby. Well, this is not even hard. I don't know. How judgmental? How judgmental am I about this way of approaching video games? Because believe me, my wife is the diametrical opposite of that philosophy of spurging out on game mechanics and figuring out the optimal way to play it. I feel like that's like the normal approach, at least if you play an MMO. If you play any kind of mechanics-oriented game. Oh, we got an inch further down this road full of despair. 1 inch further, closer to the objective. Will that be just one step next to the exit? Or will I have to despair? It's like if you're moving even slightly, you'll put a little bit more momentum on that arrow than you're supposed to. Just stand still, then throw. It requires a little bit of patience. Like, I don't think you need to whip that, actually. Like, it needs to fall down. Right? Because there's no way John is going to just let me whip that arrow out of the sky and then carry on my merry way. That arrow is going to be a freaking annoyance that I have to use. And again, the arrow when we're going up, we didn't use that. So maybe it's a toss-up. It's a 50-50. For now, I should concentrate on just getting rid of the damn arrow. I'm getting there too fast and too efficiently. And I don't think about whipping the fire arrow. Just being a total dumbass. There we go. Okay, don't move, you throw. Small jump, but not small enough. Definitely still resuming here because it's an ordeal to get that far. I don't think you can whip that. Actually, you can whip once, as in you can jump once, whip the arrow, and then go back down. And bounce back again on the eggplant dog. I think that's doable. Let's see if we can pull it off on this one. Just need to... That jump is too precise for my idiotic, tiny walnut brain to process properly. This is the last attempt that you're going to see. This is the last attempt that you're going to see on this level. This is it, right here. You piece of garbage! This is not the last attempt. I'm going to fail again. A little bit of reverse psychology is it gonna work? Excuse me. That was 100% flawless. How freaking dare you? I was supposed to, 90% flawless. That was 100% flawless. There was no mistake. No error on my part. Pixel perfection. You go and do me dirty like that? For shame. Absolutely disgusting, please. I don't really like cutting out attempts. It kind of gets me in a bad groove. It makes every attempt more disposable. It cuts my banter. I'm in the middle of a topic, and then if I start cutting out the attempt, I completely lose track of what the hell I was ranting about. Completely lose track. I could have been in the middle of an incredibly intense postal anecdote that you so adore. Whenever I tell you about, I went to somebody's door, the smell of weed when they opened the door, just, it was a physical thing that throttled me into the ground, put me on the floor, and pulled down my pants and asked who is my daddy. You piece of trash. That's how strong the smell of weed was. And the guy was like, what's up, man? Oh, I just need a signature over here. Yep. Then they signed the thing, and that was it. That's the extent of the entire anecdote. Look, I didn't claim that it would be an interesting anecdote. We're just trying to pass the time over here. There is one lady, though. It is the weirdest thing. I've seen her just come out of her house at random times. She will go straight to the side of the road, and she'll signal like she's having some kind of problem. Like I need help. She will wave her arms like this, like this. She will wave her arm. Please capture the movement of my hands so that I can show you. She'll wave her arms like this, like this, like this, constantly like that, until a car stops. And then she says something to them, and she gets in the car. And I've never seen it fail. And it's like, this person cracked the code of hitchhiking. Instead of putting out the finger and, you know, the thumb that you constantly just get ignored on, you just pretend you're having some kind of health emergency and you are in dire need of help. So anybody that has even remotely a sense of civic duty, they're going to stop by the side of the road and wonder, what's wrong with you, lady? Do you need help? Do you need assistance right now? I am here to help you because I'm a good citizen. And she's like, yeah, I just need to get downtown. Can you give me a ride? And at that point, this good person has engaged. You know, they have engaged. It's so much harder to then say, no, fuck you, and go on with your life. If you have even remotely a little bit of guilt, you'll be like, sure, I'll give you a ride. Maybe she even explains. Wow, that's the first time that happened. Maybe she even explains. Maybe she's like, look, I used to get ignored all the time. I don't have a car. My license was pulled because I murdered a child with reckless driving. What the? I murdered a child with reckless driving, and now I cannot drive anymore. Would you please drive me downtown? I used to try to hitchhike, but it just never works. So now I just make people panic with a personal emergency. And don't you feel relieved that you don't have to take me to the hospital or go to my house and try to give my husband a ride or something like that? All you need to do is let me ride in your car and take me where I want to go. So just down the street, no big deal. Maybe that's the narrative that she has going every day for herself. But isn't it just entirely irresponsible? Because the first time I saw her, I wanted to stop, but bitch, I'm on the job. I don't give a crap about your problems. Do you have a letter for me that you want me to take to the post office? That's the extent of my service from me to you. That's the extent of the things that I'm going to do for you. Do you have a personal emergency? Freaking call emergency services. Use your damn phone. Talk to somebody that gives a damn. I'm the mailman. I'm not here to solve your damn problems, you stupid piece of garbage. Now take this stupid piece of trash in your mailbox and leave me alone. Right? So I saw her, and even I, with that kind of attitude, was tempted to be like, do you need assistance? Do you have a problem? But another part of my brain was like, this is a crazy person. There's this older lady. She doesn't really look all the way there. She's like, I don't want to get involved with a crazy person right now. This will be a horrible conversation no matter what. So I'm going to just ignore this problem. And but I saw as she signaled people on the road, people will like slow down a lot, try to get a good look at her. Some people just draws right by because she would just keep signaling weirdly. It's just a strange person that I have seen. And the first time, well, she must have some kind of problem. But I've seen this like 5 times by now. Like, she has some kind of scheme going on. And who knows? Maybe she gets in that car and that car never gets to its destination, if you know what I mean. I think at least I know what I'm doing over there. I just need to jump up with the arrow, go back down, and then get onto the vine. This is a nightmare though. This level is perhaps the hardest we've seen so far. It's almost 30 minutes already. Tough times, man. It's just this jump is so hard. Oh! Oh! Alright, I don't think I need the arrow! Okay, we don't need the arrow. We have inched forward at last. I've seen this woman do that at least 5 times now. I mean, in a sense, there's some admiration for just the balls of doing such a thing, and then also cracking the code of hitchhiking. Just pretend you're having an emergency, and then don't have one. It's just so simple, right? Of course, on the other hand, it is a super scummy thing to do that I don't approve of. But you know, if she has any kind of craziness in her brain, I guess she gets excused. But then, if she has that craziness in her brain, like I said, maybe those people that she has gone in the car with, maybe they never made it to wherever they were going. And there's just a ever-increasing pile of corpses on the side of the road. I guess just only time will tell. I better watch the local print news and figure out to see if there's going to be soon a report of the Wizen hitchhiker. That doesn't have enough of emergency hitchhiker claims another victim. 62-year-old Buddy Bergman has been found guilty of 7 charges of manslaughter and aggravated assault. She was signaling on the side of the road, pretending to have some kind of emergency. Ooh. Okay, please give me the exit. Oh, baby, I hate you! Oh, we made it through. 30 minutes. Oh, no, why you do this? John, why you doing this to me? What is this? John is the sunken city. It's the sunken city. There is no thorn walls in the sunken city. How about you limit yourself to the freaking tile set? Probably need the momentum here. Limit yourself to the freaking tile set. This is cheating. Overusage. Oh no, I don't think you need to whip there to make it in there. You need to like very, very carefully measure your jump over there. You probably cannot. Yeah, you can. Oh, there you go. It's not bad. You can still just jump forward, right? Oh, there's one of those. Yeah. Okay. We got this. Oh yeah, that's right. Should have seen that one coming. The stupid worm meat comes back. Feeling good about the progress though. We cracked the code on these jumps. We have to jump way lower than you would think that you have to. It's obviously too low there. We're back to regular Celeste soundtrack. We have gone past the remixes and the farewell soundtrack. Yeah! Man, that's just cruel. I feel like we're doing some good progress there. The start, not as awful, ow, not as ass as it was in my mind just a moment ago, please. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. You just go into the gap. Go into the gap, Paco. What is happening right now? The mechanical muscular memory has completely abandoned it. Sometimes you get a short circuit like that. You have to like step back, reflect upon your life choices. Please, like none of these mistakes were happening just a second ago. Fatigue is setting in. It's just too much. It's too much. I can't freaking handle it. There we are. I'm very surprised that has worked every time. Very surprised indeed. Ow. Wasn't low enough. It's so easy to misjudge that jump. Say, oh, I'm at the right height. Okay, so we need to go down immediately. No! Alrighty. An evil snake. Yeah! Backwards whip. No, we should be able to frontwards whip that one. So far, I would say this one is not as difficult as the previous garbage level. I feel like our progress is much faster than the previous level. Heavy doses of copium. I feel like that shouldn't have happened. I had to wait. I had to wait until that roasting happened. To give the tongue the satisfaction. And also the lack of satisfaction. Because it doesn't even get to eat me. Really destroys all the flavor. Getting lava roasted like that. Ah! The tongue will never be able to even digest me because I become freaking obsidian and charcoal. Just vaporized into a pile of ash. All you get is a freaking tummy ache. You stupid evil monster. Do this right. Man, it actually is way harder than I gave any credit for. I just got lucky a couple times, huh? It is very difficult to get that jump just right. And that one too is like you need to go so far down. Yep. I wonder how much further we have to go here. I can't even afford to look anywhere. It's so hard. It's so hard to get around the stupid tongue. We were getting extremely fortunate. Ah! That gap is also extremely cruel. I have not bitched about it just yet, but I would like to go on record saying this gap right here is just complete bullshit. And I should not be required to navigate such horrendous, terrible configurations of tiles. This just speaks to me as a damaged childhood. You know, there was a lot of abuse in John's past, and he's just passing it on. Okay. No, let me go, you piece of trash! Oh, man. He's just passing on the abuse, just carrying on the chain of wrongdoing. John, why couldn't you just get over it? Why couldn't you just deal with your problems instead of inflicting this kind of abuse on other people? Did this give you a sixth sense of satisfaction? Ooh, I almost had a freaking brain fart there. I failed at the easy part. Like that's probably one of the easier jumps in the entire level. Failed miserably. Look at the snake. I am in fact shocked that snake has a 2-tile space instead of 1-tile space. Guarantee you, John first tested it with a 1-tile space, and even he went like, this is too hard. he was like, I need to take this back a notch and put the snake in a 2-tile space so people don't try to find out where I live, hang me from a tree and throw rocks at me until I perish from contusions. Now, too bad, John. Too freaking late. My private investigator is on the case. Soon I will know exactly where you make your bed, and retribution shall be swift and painful and extremely lethal, you piece of trash. I was so eager to get that whipping done, and it's like, that's not even close to the worst part of the level. It's just my mind is so freaking fried when I get to that point, like so relieved from all the stupid tongue action that I've been getting. I told you, no more lowbrow jokes. I will not pounce on that wet, moist tongue action joke that is so easily reached for. I am not grabbing it. I'm not doing it. I'm a changed, different man, full of true humor and commentary chops. Yeah, much better. This is tough, but I made it. Oh, thank you, John, for this respite before the complete nightmare that is about to happen. I assume that this is just a tall jump. That's just the way it needs to happen. What is happening? Do you guys see? Do you guys witness the rest of that level? After all the work that I have to do, you make me do such awful things? Here I thought that we were like, oh, I'm actually pretty close to the end of this level. I cannot possibly be required to do much more than what I've already done. Clearly, this is as hard as it's gonna get. At least Celeste B. Bottom. Super nice. Alright, we got it back here. Ah, that needs to be so freaking tight. Because you need to clear the thorny area with enough momentum to also be able to whip this damn thing. Holy crap. Or at least I appreciate the clear delineation of like 2 halves of the level, so I can cut out the first half and put me back at that spot. Because I think that I have shown everything I need to show of the first half of this nonsense, so we can start with the next one. And that totally, like I said, just puts a damper on the anecdotal nonsense spewing that I continue to subject you to. I am curious, have you ever hitchhiked? Have you ever had any kind of hitchhiking experience? That seems like an alien thing. You may even be wondering, if you're young enough, you may be wondering, what the hell is hitchhiking? Oh, that's a thing that they did in movies in the 80s. Those old-timey movies for old people. I've never hitchhiked, but I was picked up one time by some dude. Ow! It was raining. I was walking. This is 15 years ago, 15 years plus. Walking to my wife's workplace because I had nothing else to do. I was a bum visiting her. I'm going to go visit her. I'm going to walk the like 10 freaking miles. It's like an hour walk. I got nothing better to do. Go give her a surprise. What an absolute piece of trash that I was. Anyway, this guy sees me on the side of the road, just walking. He decides to stop. He asks me, "Where are you going?" A naive kid that I was, I told him where I was going. I rode into his car. It was a big ass black truck, I remember. And then we rode together to the destination. He dropped me off, and it was 100% harmless. And that is the enormity of my hitchhiking experience. I told my wife what happened, my then girlfriend. She was horrified that I had just ridden in the truck with some stranger. I was like, I don't see the big deal. The guy offered, he seemed nice. I didn't like get any kind of murder vibes from him. Believe me, I know the type. So I just rode with him, man. Oh, what? Okay, I'll take it. I know I need to actually make it there. That is so insane. The requirements for this level. Suddenly becoming aware of what needs to happen in this level. Pushed it from, oh, this is not too bad, to, we're going to spend the next 2 hours here, aren't we? This is not the last episode, is it? I'm going to need a whole nother episode just to clear this. And then another episode on top of that for the last one, because it's going to be a freaking nightmare. What is this nightmare? This sadistic or sadistic? No, I'm not sure. Look, I know all these words. I just don't hear them because I don't circulate in intellectual circles like myself. So the vocabulary that I hear spoken to me is not that amazing. Oh, come on, brother. It is so awful and desperate. The feeling that I have while climbing that vine. That I screwed up every time. Well, you can definitely imagine the hitchhiking being... you actually get another chance to actually not suck there. Hitchhiking, that's completely a thing of the past. Nobody does that anymore. Kids these days, the Zoomers, it's like hitchhiking, just call an Uber and don't pay for it. Right? Am I right, fellas? You filthy scumbags? Hitchhiking is a thing of the past. No, why would you whip? I had in my head that that was freaking worm meat. Oh man, he grazed the vine. Did not actually make it to the vine. This is extremely painful. This is extremely painful. This entire process is absolutely awful. Have you ever hitchhiked? Have you ever known of somebody that has hitchhiked? Because the thing is, the potential for disaster is too high. When you're driving and you see somebody attempting to hitchhike, your first thought is like, I don't want to pick up some weirdo. When somebody is hitchhiking, their number one worry is, I don't want to be picked up by some weirdo. So the chances of either party being a weirdo are so high, because if you're hitchhiking, there's something about you that is not conforming to societal norms. Oh, come on. I thought that I had the height there for real. Something about you ain't conforming to societal norms, or you had, you know, the weirdos ruin it for all those people that simply had a road mishap and they're hitchhiking because they run out of gas or their car broke down. But then, you know, you're just on the side of the road next to your car, so you have a little bit of credibility when you do get picked up. Somebody comes to help you. If you're on the side of the road with no sign of your immediate problem of why you're hitchhiking, well, chances are that you are some weirdo and you probably carry a bloody machete inside your coat. You don't even bother to clean the blood from your previous victim. That's how weird you are. You like the smell of it. What was that jump? I have no idea. I kind of feel like I want to do this. This from start to end without. Yeah. Oh, come on, man. This is not even the hard part. It's not even the complicated part that we're having trouble with. This is just the little busy work that you can get wrong in so many ways. And then, if you're an actual person with a situation that forced you to hitchhike that one time, well, not everybody just stops on the side of the road and picks up some random person, right? There's also something slightly non-conforming in your psychological makeup. If you see somebody on the side of the road that wants a ride and you stop, because most people that are driving, it's because they want to get somewhere in a timely manner. They ain't got no time to waste. They're just out on a stroll, just testing out my new wheels, seeing if the radio works properly while I'm driving. No, they are being transported bodily from one location to another, and they do not want to incur the freaking delay. So, ooh, those that stop are freaking strange, just by the simple virtue that they are stopping. So, you know, I feel like it's a rough time all around. The entire practice of hitchhiking. No wonder Uber is successful. We used to rely on hitchhiking all the time. What was that? What was that? My brain is totally fried. There's another level after this. I thought this would be the last level. I thought this would be the last time that I have to start this up and subject myself to this kind of suffering. What I can do though, like do another, I forget that you had to whip so early. Do another episode after this and include a victory lap where I go through the entirety of the level pack after we beat it. That seems extremely delusional to me. That the level of delusion involved, look, it had to happen at some point that I just let go of that vine in the most incompetent way possible. Alright, let's just get back to where we need to be and record only that bit, okay? Because this is completely out of control. It's 53 minutes in, and I just keep obliterating my face against thorny surfaces. What is it? There's a temp right here. That's where it's at. I am surprised. Whenever that tongue doesn't actually touch me, I am shocked. What? Alright. You jump through, you whip quickly. A little too eager on that whip. It has taken a completely unreasonable length of time to get back here. In fact, my pinky finger is slightly atrophied, and I must stop. You know the pinky finger that goes into the shift key where I run all the time? It no longer bends properly. I stretch it. I use it. Yeah, you piece of trash. It's not like a permanent problem. It's after I have pressed down the shift key for 1 hour straight. You know, constantly pressing it down, then back up, and then down, and letting go, and embracing despair, and being constantly mad, and then having relived all those hitchhiking experiences that I had. Yes, I know that I said that the guy just picked me up and I went to the place and it was completely incident free. It was clearly a freaking lie, okay? I was trying to block out my trauma. Come on, man. I was trying to block out my trauma of those days. How the guy instead drove to a deserted part of town. And he pulled me aside and he was like, let me show you something. And I was like, ooh, what the hell did I get myself into? And he pulls out his wallet. And there he has a little card that says, have you tried cryptocurrency? Let me tell you all about cryptocurrency. And then he convinced me to buy a whole bunch of Dogecoin. And now look at me, playing video games on the internet for a pittance, trying to make back all those losses. He told me, I'm taking you to the moon, fella. How can you not see it? It's like, my father already tried. We're not into this whole cryptocurrency thing. It seems like a glorified gambling. Come on, please. Oh, lost too much time with the warm meat. It's so unforgiving, that little part of it. It's just way too much. Way too much. It shouldn't be a thing that I must do. Some traumatic hitchhiking experiences, man. Please. And then, of course, that happens. Well, one more inch has been traveled. That is insane. The fact that you actually have to climb down a little while it's going up, or you will be roasted after you have to go through that extremely stressful gauntlet. That may be the spot where I finally declare, there goes my pinky again. My pinky finger is getting atrophied from pressing down too hard, getting too excited. It's very annoying because I really want to finish the level before the video is over, but I might have to stop. My old, see, a mistake like that. How can I possibly make a mistake like that? Absolutely terrible. My old body is failing. I used to be young and virile. I used to be like, psh, I could play video games for 3 hours straight. I would not get tired. Now look at me. 1 hour. One measly hour. What? Of pressing down the shift key. And I'm like, oh, I gotta stop. My hand doesn't work anymore. Pathetic. Feeling pretty good about that little tap dance on the thorns. Okay, be a little bit more patient here. Taking it back to this damn place. The timing on that whipping is so awful. It is so awful. I mean, to do this nonsense. Just get my mind off it. Telling you more about the incredible post office and how somebody got fired the other day because they were like, it is so bizarre to me, the existence of people. I've said it many times with my wife, pretty sure I've said it here too, how there's some people out there whose brain is so different to yours, they might as well be an alien species. Holy crap, that should not have worked. Their intellectual workings are so bizarre. Their reasoning and the way they behave, so strange. They might as well be from outer space. Freaking postman got fired because they were taking bundles of mail and putting them in random places alongside the routes so they could get done a little bit faster. And it's not just about the getting fired bit. It's about being actually prosecuted by freaking postal inspectors, because that's the thing. The two things that will get you in trouble in the post office. You can get away with freaking anything as long as you don't A, murder somebody, B, tamper with the freaking mail. How stupid do you need to be? I hope that it was worth it. Going home 30 minutes earlier those few days. Getting into all kinds of idiotic legal troubles. And it's so bizarre, man. It's like, what kind of insane reasoning leads somebody to believe, yeah, that's a worthy thing that I'm going to do? Oh, I had a second try. I had a second chance there. But I blew it. That was a beautiful, beautiful attempt. Clearly, it shows we have plenty of time. Like, I had it. Like, it was just the fluster of getting it for the first time that prevented me from actually getting it done. But you saw we had ample opportunity. Oh, come on. You could have tap dance on that one. We had ample opportunity to get through that. No, you're too freaking high. You're too freaking high. On the vine, you're too high on your expectations, and you're too damn high on the heroin shot that it still lingers. I needed a bit of an upper, so what? Sue me if you like. How dare you even judge me? That bit is so rough. Whipping that. Hey, that's the first time that happens. Getting face forward. It may have happened one time before. Not sure. Yipla. Alright. Okay, brother. Okay, brother. We're going to make this happen. Yep. It's like at the end of the day, like, you know, you do that. The job. Oh, I was so close. You do the job, it becomes all this routine. You forget, at the end of the day, you're handling other people's belongings. And it can be, you know, most of the time it's just trash. There's no disguising that. But a good 5 to 10% is actually important things that people want. Oh, I hate when I don't get that. It's so tight. It's so tight. But we're so close that I'm like, just endure your pinky pain. Endure the pinky pain. Endure the dildo right up your butt that you haven't been able to remove because the mistress wouldn't let you. She was like, you gotta spend the whole day like that. I don't care what you do. It needs to be in there. And man, it's really reaching deep. I must persevere though. I must endure. I must. What? Does it surprise you that I'm into that kind of stuff when you're watching this content right now? The kind of activity that I am subjecting myself to, and somehow you're even slightly shocked that there is a big black rubbery dong right up my rectum at this particular moment. Obviously, that's the kind of horrendous garbage that I enjoy subjecting myself to because I am playing John's Spelunker trials. Okay. I was so concerned with holding on too high that I didn't even make it holding on low. But just a little bit closer to that goal. Getting through the gap, that's the hard part of that bit. The hard part of that entire bit is getting through the second gap. No, why are you even doing anymore? Do you even know what you're doing? What is your name? What's your occupation? What is this nonsense? Hey, so good. Everything's fine. Moment of panic. No big deal. I give myself up to despair. I am giving in. I may not win. I might just have to stop for the pinky issue, and it's over an hour. And we almost got this. I really thought we could do 3 levels in an hour. The fact that I failed to get out of the cubbyhole twice in a row fills me with more rage and disappointment than any other event in my life so far. Not even any other event in this level pack. Any other event in my entire life. When I lost my twin sons to the ravages of cholera, I did not feel the level of despair and rage at the wrath of God that I am feeling in this particular moment. When my father took me into that room and he told me, you know, I've never really cared too much about you. And then proceeded to kick me out of the house at the tender age of 16. Not even then have I felt the negative emotions coursing through my body right now. Please. I am now stuck. At least see if we can get this jump. All right, we got the jump, baby. Committed suicide. It's like subconscious suicide. That's what's happening there. Losing the will to live to a point that my fingers don't want to operate anymore. That thorny gap is just so evil. The thorny gap of evil. That's what I used to call my... No, we're not. We're not doing that bit anymore. One, I'm a different person. Improved. Full of innocence and... No, why? Why are you so weak? And 2, done that bit before. It's like, maybe don't recycle so much your material. I know that you have like 2 jokes that you make. Maybe try to come up with a 3rd. That will round up your material pretty nicely. Make people not... What? I'm a little surprised about what just happened. Me not make it into that tunnel when I've done the exact same thing before a couple billion times at this rate. It's so bizarre because I was like, man, making great progress, and then we hit the thorny wall. We hit the wall of getting through this level. Holy crap. This gauntlet right here is just so cruel. It's just so awful. You know for a fact, if this was the old school level packs, oh, would I have had edited a shortcut to that spot many minutes ago. You know it. Because it's too hard. It's too hard. I feel like that wasn't even whipping too early or rather too late. It was not making it through the gap correctly. Because there's several ways in which you can make it through the gap to give yourself enough momentum to reach the warm meat. Ooh, I didn't think I will make it. Okay. Just make it, brother. Oh, man, I thought I had it. We did it perfect. It was perfect And then it was a complete disaster. It was complete perfection until I failed catastrophically. I hate that you had to wait a little bit for that one. For the snake all the time. I was like, I can't hold on to the thing, I'll roast. But buddy, maybe hold on to the thing at some point. It was so close, man. That's why I'm not giving up, because it's so insanely close. It's almost there. Almost there. Because I would be surprised. I would be shocked, even, if that is not the last obstacle of the level pack. It was just so incredibly mean to put something even harder after what we're experiencing right now. That has to be it, right? Are you spamming streamer doesn't know emotes in the chat right now? The imaginary chat that we may have. No! Oh! No. I can't believe we're not done. Please. This is not over. What? There's a rock that crushes me. It's not over. That's not it. What is this? What is this cruel and unusual punishment? Truly, John belongs in a gulag. Like, I've joked about this stuff before. Now I have to seriously tell you that yeah, he's just not a good person, right? He's just not a good person. John is somebody that revels in the pain of everybody around him. If he had any friends, because he has driven everybody away with his extreme sadism. Everyone around him in real life gets the vibe that he enjoys inflicting pain upon other people. And that is why, who knows, he probably wrote the code for this level pack from his prison cell. Like, he does that in his downtime between programming and shouting white power, because he is a Nazi too, obviously. Like, this is like the worst human being to ever walk the earth is John, the creator of this level pack. And I don't have a problem stating that as a matter of fact, because all the evidence is right in front of our eyes right now. The fact that this particular series of platforming events exists in the world is all the evidence you should need to know with 100% certainty that John belongs in the most atrocious berserk style torture chamber. And that would just be justice. For him to suffer torture for the next 7 years will be just justice. Oh, it's so... Oh man, I can't handle it. I can't handle the fact that that obstacle is not the end. I can't handle the fact that I need to get through that a bunch of times just so I can have a few more attempts at whatever the hell is required of me at the next area. I have no clue what I'm supposed to do in that last bit that we failed at before. And it's like my brain is giving up. My spirit's still willing. But my brain is checking out of this. My brain's like, you know, I'm taking over. I'm taking the keys away from you. You're obviously drunk on your own hubris. You may not drive this body anymore. And I am starting to agree with that sentiment. I used to be like, I'm perfectly fine to drive the body. I could get this done, no problem. But now that I am collapsed in the side of the road with a steering wheel wedged between my sternum and my anus, maybe the brain had the right idea. It's time to let go of this idiotic, delusional desire to beat this level. Because I can't even come up with a solution to the problem that killed us at the furthest point earlier. I honestly have no clue what I'm supposed to do. And it is an hour and 15 minutes. I don't have infinite time. I may have to just leave it. Leave it for the next episode that will definitely be the last. Holy crap. Wow. The timing on that whip is just so rough. Please let me go. I just want to get through the start. I just want to get more attempts at the actual relevant place. I'm losing it. I'm losing it already. Anyway. That's the extent of my anecdotes. That's all I got. And you would think that for the week that passes between episodes of this, I would have more things to talk about. What? All I do? Oh, come on, man. That's a new and improved way to crush my soul. An amazing, wonderful new instance of stomping on my heart. Took lessons from Jacqueline when I was only 17, and she picked Valentine's Day to say, "No, you're kind of ugly. You've grown into a bit of an uggo. I don't think we should see each other anymore." She flipped the table and left. Clean this up, you little bitch," she told me as parting words. And as I paid for the bill and cleaned up all those plates full of caviar and delicious hot dogs that I bought for her, I swore, this man is going his own way. Swearing of them women, becoming a professional onanist. Ooh. Oh boy, another chance at maybe get another chance. I have failed at this chance, and now I must repent for this horrendous hell. It is so weird every time it gets me. It's like, is this the right place to jump? Is this what I must do? Huh? I hate it. I hate everything. Choking hazard. I am choking indeed. It's the first time that I read the title of the level. Very appropriate. Because you get to the end and you choke so hard after you get through the actual difficult part. Like the very end, I don't know what to do about it, but I have no doubt in my mind that it's not as difficult as this part that I'm trying to get through again. There's no doubt in my mind that it's just a matter of figuring it out, and then you execute when it's time, and then you beat it, right? is the fact that you need to get through the extremely difficult obstacle that makes the stakes at the end so high that you're gonna choke so hard. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just cut it short. It's not being cut short, it's actually being extended. I thought this would be the last episode. See you next freaking week when I get another chance at recording some more YouTube stuff. It's a tragedy, man. I want to be creative. I want to do all the things that I want to do. And no. Yes! No! I just needed to press the up arrow. And I didn't. Because I was like, ooh, I'm on a roll. I'm going to get there. The weird part is, I got through and it's like, it's not even that hard. Look at me. Look at me getting it done. If you did it once, if you did it twice, you can do it 3 times. You can do it 4, 5, a billion times. There's no randomness involved. Once you get it done, you can do it again. God damn it. It's so tough that you can get through that little gap and still not get through it properly. Ow. Alright. I gotta stop. My pinky finger is hurting too much. I gotta stop it. I thought we would be done. I thought I could move on with my life. But no, there will be yet another session of self-flagellation after this. Another horrible ordeal while I tell you about random nonsense that has happened in my life. Like, oh, incredible bits of information like, they hiked my property taxes up by, it's actually quite sneaky. I told my father about it and he actually had a term for it. That's the kind of garbage people that are in charge of these things. There's a term for what they did, which is they value up your house to just to be able to charge more property taxes. What is that? What's that? That's nothing but crookery is what it is. It's chicanery of the highest caliber. Disgusting, garbage government officials getting around the system. Like, we can't raise taxes. That has terrible optics. Let's make everybody's houses on paper have a 25% value hike. And that way we can charge more property taxes every year. We have provided no value for anybody, but we can charge more for the exact same services. And we're not even raising taxes. Isn't that just the best of every world? They say to themselves as they laugh over the trough full of money. Eat my ass, you stupid obstacle. I hate you. I really was pressing the up arrow, but I must have not pressed the up arrow for the microsecond that I made contact with the stupid tube, because there was no transportation of my body for the freaking gap between these evil government scumbags stealing my money with their evil taxation with barely any freaking representation. And the fact that this level is a complete freaking nightmare. I can't possibly get any sleep tonight. I can't get any sleep tonight if I don't beat this, please. The failures pile up in my real life. At least let me succeed in my virtual world. I signed up for the metaverse so I could have a successful meta life. Already I'm a horrible loser. Please let me have a meta identity where I can be even remotely popular. Maybe if I look like a red and white bear with his zipper undone on a virtual reality world, I will be more popular. What? I'm losing it. I've lost it. I'll be more popular. But the metaverse is just an excuse to have a different environment to be bullied in, isn't it? Look at John. John will come into my metaverse private room. He will hack it somehow. And he will start making fun of how fat my avatar is. Ow! Oh man, those are the most painful. When you actually get it right and then you fail in a trivial way because you're just running out of gas. It was too freaking garbage. Running out of gas. Making mistakes that I haven't made it before at all. But I mean, we did do the obstacle from hell. What is it, 4 times now? So it can't be that bad, right? It can't be that bad. That is just awful, man. The fact that it tosses you onto spikes and you have to finagle your way around the spikes that you're falling into. This is not a moment of rest. Please, let me take a small gander at the next puzzle so I can figure it out. It's so awful. Oh man, it truly is getting to me. I often play it up, you know, drama for the video. Make it a little more emotive than it has to be. It's getting to me now. It's really getting to me. The absolutely unreasonable. It's like, how bad is the next one gonna be? This is the second to last. What's the last one gonna be like? Should I set aside an entire evening? A whole 3 hours to be able to make it through it? Is that what I should do? And maybe clear my schedule? Should I ask for a bunch of leave from work so I can clear John's Spelunker trials? Is that my fate? Must I cancel my Elden Ring plans so I can cater to John's every freaking requirement? It's really like I am failing so miserably at every attempt now. Like, it's not even funny, man. All right, we're gonna give up for the day. I'll come back to it and I will beat this absolute nightmare. But that will not happen today. That will not happen today.